our next resurrected project. We're gonna take on this Williams Star Trek: The Next Generation. This one's seen some rough days, maybe some aggressive tilting. Gonna see if we can make it live again. Pretty much as expected from most neglected games with alkaline batteries in them. You see a lot of, let me see if I can zoom in here. Acid damage. Batteries leak and then everything below them pretty much is destroyed. Well, we got a little bit of luck and a little bit of unluckiness going on here. Just happened to have another WPC 89 board that I accidentally ordered. I meant to order a driver board and ordered one of these instead. So I already happen to have one of these chilling around here, so swap that. On the downside, these connectors, you can see the green in there. It's they're damaged from the acid too, so all the connectors have to be changed out. So that's no fun. And there's a burned one too, so I guess I better change that one too. Pulled the driver board out. You can see the burned pin, so I'm going to have to clean those up. And on the back side, right here. So we're going to reflow the solder to that as well. Replace the connectors and the board in here and reflowed the solder to the burned pins down there. Reinstalled everything and about to fire it up and see what happens. And hopefully it's not a fire. All right, so let's see what happens. Cannon just rotated. And it looks like we are live. How about that? Well, while I was messing with the menu settings, I had to power cycle it, and when it came back on, I'd lost the 5-volt reference. So that's made by this driver board here, so I'm gonna put a new driver board in it. I replaced the bridge rectifiers and the capacitors, but that didn't solve it, and I don't have the time to dig deeper into it, so we'll set it aside and dig into it another day. So installed the new WPC driver board, and that repaired the 5 volts problem and got the game going again. Other than that, it's been a lot of little tinkering going on. I've had to change a bunch of these bulbs. They were dim, which made me think it was a wiring problem because there was so many of them, but and put new bulbs in it and it brightened right up. Now I'm gonna have to end up having to change these Cannon motors or gearboxes. Maybe if they'll run them a while, maybe they'll quieten up, but right now they're kind of crunchy and loud. Change a bunch of flash bulbs. I haven't quite gotten all the little bulbs here. I usually do that last. So my process is typically I'll get the switches and coils working first, and then I'll do the lights. And once I get everything working, then I'll rip it apart and clean it up. I had to resolder a broken connection at a resistor for the trough number 6 opto. Wasn't seeing all the balls, so it kept thinking it's lost one, and I'm gonna replace a outlane switch. And other than that, it's pretty much just making this thing look acceptable because it looks pretty rough. I mean, the cabinet's rough. Got all the lights going under the play field, which is pretty nice. So we got the play field cleaned up. Novus 2 polished, waxed. We got all the incandescent swapped out for LEDs. That'll reduce heat, power consumption. Heat's more what I'm worried about, is burning plastic, burning paint. Also disconnected a bunch of the wiring because we're going to take the playfield out and start the cabinet repair, which definitely needs to be done. You see damaged graphics, bent legs in the back. So yeah, so now on to the next phase. So with the playfield stripped down, figured as light as it's going to be, so went ahead and took it out and pulled the back box and the cabinet so we can change out the decals on it because they're pretty faded and pretty mangled. So I'm going to show you how we do that. I don't know how anybody else does this, but what I like to do is heat up the decal to where it almost melts and just peel it off with a scraper. I say it's how I like to do this. I've actually never done this before, but it seems like to me it should work. So finished stripping the cabinet and had a few spots had to be filled. So the next thing we'll do is sand this cabinet to paint a few areas where the decals may or may not overlap, and then apply the decals. So the cabinet's been filled and sanded. Now we just kind of painted the edges. All right, so this is a little embarrassing. This game had to go on the back burner for a while as I had some other projects and repairs that came up that had to take priority. And when I got back to it yesterday, I forgot that I was doing a video on how I was rebuilding it. But I've solved that problem and I made some custom animations to show you everything you missed. This is me working on the pinball machine. And now it looks like this. So you're all caught up. We changed out the legs, got the cabinet repaired, some new cabinet decals, a bunch of buttons, a bunch of switches, stripped down and buffed out the playfield and replaced everything that needed to be replaced, installed LEDs in it, and just polished everything up. And yeah, so that's it. Now I've got a topper I'm gonna make for it, and we're gonna put it out on the floor and see how well it holds up. So yeah, we're gonna call our $200 Star Track Resurrection complete.
Welcome to the Enterprise.
Oh, shoot the cannon.